Now let's begin the story.
I ain't your average cat. I slap box with lions. Ever since the 5th grade, kickball with tires. Made a mini fortune off a ripped off appliance. Money when it's stove back, hit dog with irons. Boogie need to find God. Shit dog, I'm trying. That's why I robbed the Deacon house. Man, quit your lying. I did it and do it again and then repeat.
H-Town's finest 16 Shots podcast.
I'm lightning with the blam blam.
Nah, it's like premium tequila on a budget. You know, you're not breaking the bank, but it's not cheap tequila either. It's not, $1,800, but it's not the $400 bottle. So it's pretty good.
What's the most African? What is something that Africans make that we buy on the high end level in the United States?
Africans?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question, bro.
Is there a food or a drink or a delicacy?
I mean, I'm sure it is. I don't know, because I'm not just that versed in things of other cultures that we buy as a delicacy. I mean, I'll eat African food. I'll eat Chinese food. I like Asian food. I'll eat that. Tequila is, a product of Mexico if it's, made in that one region. Outside of that, it's just agave liquor.
But it's still Mexican liquor, even if it's not made. I mean, it's not authentic Mexican, but it's not like.
Well, it is. You just can't call it tequila. It is authentic, even if
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying like you wouldn't make a bottle of agave liquor and call it Irish liquor. You know what I'm saying? It's agave liquor it's inspired from that type of liquor, or you know what I'm saying? And from that culture. Just like Irish whiskey is different from bourbon.
Yeah. I mean, if you drink Jack Daniels, then you're drinking an African-inspired recipe or an African recipe, depending on how you look at the history and lineage of it. Some of your supplements we spend a lot of money on, even though it is Irish sea moss. A lot of the sea moss and supplements like that, your sea moss is your some of your other supplements that we buy. They're telling us it's coming from the motherland. Like my moringa, they claim it's coming from the motherland, but it also could be a product of Mexico, depending on who you buy it from. Some of your sea moss, they're telling me they're getting it from Africa.
I mean, but I'm just saying, like,
some of your sour sop, shit like that, and we spend a lot of money on health. So,
I mean, that. I
feel like you have an angle that you're going at, so I would like to hear.
No. I'm just saying. Just hearing you say it, like if I said Italian, you wouldn't have to think about it. If I said,
I would. Say Italian.
Wow, Italian.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't buy.
What?
I can't afford an Italian sports car, so I don't know.
Listen,
I'm only saying things I can relate to, though. So I don't know.
But you can't relate to an Italian restaurant.
But I said that, and I said we go to African restaurants and stuff like that. So I did say that.
No. Well, I'm saying I said, what do we buy as a luxury item, high-end luxury item? So what I'm saying is, even if you go to an African restaurant, there's no chain of luxury African restaurants. There's no chain of luxury African goods. There's a chain. There's a market for Italian goods. There's a market for. I mean a high-end market, and the whole entire market is attributed to this race, that culture, this culture, that culture, this culture. I'm just asking. I don't know the answer. I think I know the answer, but I don't know the answer. I was asking for your opinion, what something African, and when you described it, you were more like, well, this thing that's called this is African, or there's an African product in this, but it's not like there's no face or there's not a face or a logo or it's nothing I can just, oh yeah. If I say Caribbean, if I say, Latino, if I say you can do it for a bunch of different cultures and subcultures. I can't think of anything for Africa.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I can't help you out in
Can
this
you?
department. I don't know. But when you put it that
I,
way, it's probably a lot of shit I can't. When you say it that way, it's probably a lot of shit that I can't reference with it because some of this stuff that we think is 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 a derivative from other nationalities is a lot of American propaganda anyway. Because like Olive Garden
such
is
as,
like
yeah,
Olive Garden is a prime example. Is really not Italian owned or true authentic Italian food. It's like restaurant Italian fast food.
but it's still. I mean, you can't say Olive Garden without putting Italian in there. Even if you say it's fake Italian food, it's still Italian. Like it's not good, might not be good or authentic, but literally when they're selling it to you, they're selling you the idealism of Italian stuff. Even if like I'm saying, like who sells you? What product? It may be hair product, maybe, but what product do they tell you like, yeah, this African,
I mean,
should you, you know what I'm saying? Or
black soap is African black soap.
so I can buy African black soap in, and I can buy African black soap from the same company in Florida, Texas, Ohio.
I don't. I don't know. I'm be
But
honest with
you,
you. I don't know.
I know, I'm saying, but I know for sure, you can buy some hot dog. You can buy an Oscar Mayer hot dog in three different states. You can get Italian cuisine for sure at an Olive Garden or whatever chain they got going, or you can, or even a mom and pop store. You know, what I'm saying, well, now I didn't take them out. Just talk about the big chains. It's something that that's. I think that's interesting. It's interesting as well.
Gotcha.
I wonder why. That's the bigger deal is why can't you do that? Why is nothing African
I
as
mean,
a
when you go to Fiesta and hit the international aisle, you got some African products. Same thing as HEB and Kroger's. So I guess if you hit the if you hit the the international aisle on said market superstores, you can find it. When I was in Atlanta, I went to like the Hong Kong market. And in the Hong Kong market, they had a lot of African products. And I've noticed that has happened both in Atlanta and in Texas. Those are the only two cities, in different states that I can say I have grocery shopped on a consistent basis. I mean, I kind of seek out specialty stores when I want to go grab like my black soap or some of my supplements, some of my sea moss. Like I might go to an actual vendor. I don't go to a big box store for sea moss. I don't even think they sell it at big box stores like sea moss or sour sop. Sometimes some of my castor oil I get. So I don't know. Like I don't know if that is. I don't know if it's even space in your big box stores for those type of specialty products. Like I've never seen soursop inside of HEB or Randall's or Fiesta.
I mean, so you think that's because it's not used or because they keep it out of there?
I think it probably has something to do with those corporate buyers who are buying things that are more used on a daily basis in a grocery store. I think some of those specialty items you won't find in your everyday grocery store. You got to go to a specialty store. Like I don't think you're not going to find sea moss in Fiesta. I don't think those corporate buyers or local store level buyers are out shopping for sea moss to stock their shelves.
not?
Oh, you have to ask them.
I mean,
It's it's going to be a lot of things involved in what you stock in your local stores and what you don't. That's why you can go to one HEB in River Oak. I'm sorry, go to HEB like off Rice, and then go to HEB in Third Ward. Even though it's the same stores, they're gonna have slightly different products because they're going by usage rate, what the demographic of people in that area are buying, what they're not buying. You don't want stuff to time out on shelf life. Now you're wasting money in product because you got product that you're not moving over here. That's why you have some specialty products, In Third Ward, the hair care aisle might be more dedicated to people of color, while the HEB in, I don't know, Aisle 59 in Greenway Plaza or near Greenway Plaza, it might have more Pantene Pro V opposed to Nature's Own or something like that. I mean, that's how you buy. That's how a commodity buyer works. That's what you do as a commodity buyer. So,
I mean,
I'm just saying that's how that works as a commodity buyer.
No. What I'm saying is this: what the market determines. Like you have people who try to, predict the market and what it's going to do, but you have creatives and you have corporate entities that are constantly trying to shift the market in their favor. A great example of, I don't want to say that word. The great example of what paused me when you started saying that, what in my head was Cheetos, what's it called? Flaming Hot Cheetos. When you said that, well, this goes here and that goes there. Well, the way the market works also is that if this product is selling well in this district, it could have an appeal across the board. Then they either try to duplicate that product and resell it in mass, or they try to buy that product out and then take that patent and push it across. So when you say, oh, well, I can find this product in Third Ward and not in River Oaks, okay, cool. But could I find that same product from Third Ward in Dallas, in Florida, in Georgia? Because if you have the same types of people in all these places, why is there small markets, or why are there small entities taking care of the same, when corporate structure is to say, hey, if y'all selling this and I buy that, I can sell this on a grander scale and I can make more money.
It's why when you go shop in a grocery store in Georgia, Atlanta, if you're in Atlanta and you're in the Carolinas, if you're in, towards the East Coast, is why when you go in the grocery store and you hit the meat department over there, you see more pork, less beef. That's fact. When you go to grocery stores in Georgia, in the Carolinas, even restaurants, you get less beef. You won't be able to find good briskets. You'll always be able to find steaks because steaks are universal. But when you come down to Texas, Louisiana, Florida, Kansas, it's a lot of beef because it's unique or not unique, because beef is worldwide, but it's more the style of cooking or use of beef is bigger in those areas. So that's why you have a bigger selection. You walk in HEB and Kroger's in Houston, Louisiana, Florida, you know how it is. You go to HEB. But it seems like it's beef for days. But when you go to Publix in Georgia, it's different. You won't have that large selection there. You will have a lot of pork. So you won't won't have the bigger. But I never argued said point. I never argued. I never said that you were wrong.
I didn't say you are. I'm saying when you say that steak is universal, right there, I'm like, okay, so what's the universal thing for black people?
Yeah, but hot Cheetos are universal though, and I don't think
they didn't start universal though.
Yeah, well, just like everything, Bug, it has a start. But once,
But no. What I'm saying is it was a regional thing that Cheetos came in and bought and spread across the country. So I'm asking, what's the regional black thing that was bought and spread across the country?
oh, now you asked a different question. That's not the
Or
original
African, I'm
question.
sorry, African thing. African.
That's
What's
still
the
not the
regional
original
African?
question. Shit, I don't know,
The,
Book. I don't know.
the original question was, what's a high-end luxury thing that's African in the States? What I'm
Yeah.
saying is,
So
what I'm saying,
a high end luxury African thing is different from what's a regional African thing,
what I'm,
or
what I'm
whatever.
saying, what I'm saying is that was just an example of something that was regional that went national. I'm saying you can say we can easily think about different cultures who have high end products that are directly associated with that culture. Like if it's something that's Indo-Pac, if it's something that's
What is
uh, uh,
Indo-Pac?
uh,
What is
uh,
Indo-Pac?
Indonesian,
Pakistani. Okay, I
Pakistani.
got you.
If it's if
I don't
it's
know.
if
Give me
it
one, because I don't know. I'm
if
not being an asshole. I really don't know. What's
a
one?
a curry place or something that's
What? What's a
uh
national? What? Okay, great example. What is a
yeah.
nationwide Indo-Pac chain that I would be familiar with? The regular person who doesn't know that much, because I don't know. I'm asking.
I would think halal guys is, and even if it isn't, the halal part of it draws a certain culture out off
That's
the
different
rip.
though, because that's like
How's that different?
I think that's like prepared meats off of a religion. It's worldwide,
Yeah, I want.
so it's a way
Okay,
that the meat is being
so
prepared for a religion.
what I'm saying is Italian food is worldwide. Mexican food is
I'm gonna
worldwide.
be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know.
When you go to Italy and you apply the
No, I'm not saying
tacos,
I don't know about that. I'm saying I don't know
yeah,
about
yeah.
the African thing. I don't know.
I don't know either. I was asking you, and as I thought about it, and I'm asking you if you heard one or know one. It's like I think that's strange and kind of odd. But then what makes it even odder is that we don't have a problem naming other cultures who have and uh and just the magnitude and size of Africa. It's not even a knock on America. It's just me asking how come why over here things from over there aren't pushed to the forefront or put in like because it goes backwards to say, or we can go back and say like, oh man, well this, that, and the other comes from
But
there.
what if it's a situation where you know the African American as a race is so
Mhm.
is such a big part of the identity of what America is. Even though we were
Mhm.
enslaved, we're such a big part of what America is. We have a big footprint on American traditions, whether
Mhm.
good or bad, to the point where we're already ingrained in it. So a lot of what would be American tradition is rooted in African tradition anyway. So it will be
So
tough.
yeah,
So
so how
it will
okay.
be tough to just straight up pinpoint it and say this came from Africa because it's something that we're doing in America as a religion. I mean, I'm sorry, as a no as a thing. It could be a dish. It could be an item that could have been taken from those roots anyway, and so we don't know it because it's branded as something American when it's actually something that derived from Africa. Like prime example, Jack Daniels is one of the most worldwide recognized bourbons in the world. It's an African recipe, so essentially it's something that's branded worldwide from Africa. Now it's not branded that way because it's an American brand, but that American brand is an African recipe. It's a bourbon prepared and brought through African tradition. So technically, yeah, that would be an example of something like that, but it's just not branded African because it's so ingrained in a part of American culture. So maybe that's why we don't have that because
No,
Mexican American culture isn't ingrained in American culture as deeply as black people.
yeah, but I mean, that's not the reason, but because what I'm saying is,
I don't know the reason, and I don't know.
What wouldn't be the reason because African culture is still going. So even if American culture is embedded in African, there's so many things from America that derive from Africa but have been rebranded as American. African culture is still creating new things, doing new things, and doing old traditional things. Just like that like they don't stop opening different Italian restaurants. They don't stop opening different Latino restaurants. They don't stop opening different uh, restaurants, Chinese restaurants. They keep opening them because the consumer would feel like, oh, okay, damn. If I want Chinese food, I can go here. They say they're Chinese. Oh, they say they're authentic. It don't have to be PF Chang's, but there is the PF Chang's. You know what I'm saying? To compare it to, if I want, American, if I want Philly cheesesteaks, if I want, there's different. Even American culture is different, but I can't. It's just unique that, and there's no products like that. It's not just food.
Now, what you're describing outside of I've heard of major chains of PF chains in Olive Garden. Outside of that, you're describing where I can go find these cultural related items. If that's the case, I know where to go every time I hit a major city. It might not be the same store branded from state to state to state, but yes, I know where I can go to find African products that are branded African products in every state I go to. So any city you go to, especially a major city, you will find that.
Now, I'm saying, okay, yeah, and I'm with you. So all I'm asking is, if I go to Georgia, Florida, Texas, California, and I go into a African store to get black soap, I think there are some, but I don't know. And maybe that's the problem more than anything, that I feel like I know I can go get Irish Spring,
Well, yeah, they
if we
got
have,
they got brands of black soap that you can find in multiple states. Fuck, you can find them on Amazon. If you want to keep it a buck, you can go buy it off Amazon.
no, what I'm saying is there's a group of people who either use these products or these products are best made for, with, and or anybody. This product is proven to have, benefits to consumers. If it's soap, if it's, lotion, if it's wine, if it's liquor, whatever it is, what are the African brands that we see in that light? That, oh yeah, well, every time I get so and so, I'm gonna get. I guess maybe I'll take your position to say, well, black soap is something that's native, and everybody gets black soap. And maybe what I'm doing is asking for the next step to say, well, if black soap is the one that we all know, where is the black soap distributor that's nationwide?
Oh,
That's
now
all.
I don't know. Now see, I don't know that. I know there is one. I don't know the name of it, but I know it's one because the same distributor distributes it on Amazon. It's in some of these in the boutique stores you go into. It'll be the same. It'll be a couple of the same soaps. Now the true question would be, is it truly a black owned distributor or is it distributed through another company? Because I don't know that answer. But I have seen the same branded black soaps, or and not just black soaps. There are other items that I can't call off the top of my head. I don't know the brand of soursop that I do have in my refrigerator right now. I can't tell you the brand off the top of my head, but I've seen it in multiple states. There is a to be honest with you, you have a line of hand rolled cigars that are African branded that you can find in multiple states, as well as a couple of brandies and liquors. I know Cognac is one of them. It's kind of newer on the scene. It's been out for a little while, but that is a nationwide branded African rooted cognac that you can find. You got a lot of wines from South Africa that are out there on the market that you'll be able to find nationwide and worldwide. I'm not the wine connoisseur to be able to give you the names off the top of my head, but I know they're there. So it is some stuff out there. I'm just not, I just can't give them to you off the top of my head because I would have to see them. Because I'm not a wine connoisseur. I just kind of drink what I like,
We gotta talk about Dion, man.
What are we talking? Oh, no, we can talk about it. Let's talk about it. I ain't gonna have the opinion you gonna have.
Well, what opinion I'm gonna have?
I'm just saying I'm not gonna have the opinion you have.
Where do you think I'm going with this?
I have no clue. I have no. I don't have any type of idea of where you want to go about
All right,
Dion. So the floor is yours.
Let's start here. Do you remember why Dion said he didn't want to play Jackson State against some of the bigger schools?
When he was at Jackson State?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know exactly why.
What he said. Now, you know why, but what he said.
I know exactly what he said, and it's the same thing he's still saying, but it's a difference, though.
Let's let the listeners hear what he said so we can build this up as a conversation.
Well, we know exactly what I asked him. I asked him if he was going to go play Nick Saban at Alabama, and he said skill position wise, he's ready to compete.
Yeah,
but he didn't have the guys he needed at the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
Being at Jackson State, and that's gonna happen at your smaller schools like Jackson State, maybe Prairie View, maybe TSU. They're not gonna have the line to compete at the line of scrimmage there.
Okay, now this is why I think this is one of the reasons why I think this whole Dion conversation is kind of skewed and it's kind of unfair. Saying that and knowing that, now I'm going to Colorado, right? I then went to Colorado and went and got a bunch of skilled players again, right?
So I saw you comment. So yes and no. Yes and no.
I'm asking. He went skilled players again, right?
He also got line. He also got skilled players, O-line, D-line as well. He kept some that he held over from Colorado. He grabbed a couple through the transfer portal as well. But it's a different climate now when you start talking about Jackson State versus Colorado, because Colorado is already in a conference. It's going to have some powerhouse schools, as they call them. I don't think the Power Five, but they do call them powerhouse programs that are going to have that NFL talent on your line of scrimmage. So,
question. Did he recruit players at the skill position with the same veracity or with the same mindset as he did the players who are on the O-line and D-line?
Knowing the conference that Colorado competes in, I am pretty sure that when they approach recruiting to fill needs. When he tried to flip an entire team, I'm pretty sure he 100% recruited to fill the team. Now, one thing you have to understand and realize that coming into Colorado year one, coming into a program that was, what we said they were, like 1 in 12 last year. What were they last year? It matters because I'm telling you what it is.
It doesn't matter at all.
Boog, it does matter. And listen to why I'm saying it doesn't matter. Last year they only won one. They were a 1-win team last year. Year before that, they probably were a 2 or 3-win team. Colorado has been bad for almost 10 years. And the reason, let me finish, JB. The reason why it matters is because now I have to find a way to get recruits to come. So off the rip, because of year one, recruits aren't O linemen and D linemen aren't just going to come play for Coach Sanders at Colorado because he's there. You still have a lot of your top tier 4, 5-star defensive line, O line recruits that are still committing to the UTs. They're still committing to Georgia. They're still committing to Alabama. So you have to put a program on the field that will appeal to some of these big time recruits to come to your school. So he needs time to do that.
Okay, question. If you, Aaron W., were a D-line player or an O-line player right now for Colorado, what is your motivation to play hard for Coach Prime?
From what I see, it's my coach. It's the coaching staff. It's the program. It seems like they believe in the kids. They're pushing the kids to be great. It's a positive program over there. So I would want to play for that coach. Now, a kid, if I'm being, I can't look at it as me in my mind because I lived and saw Deion play. So if I could put on pads right now, I 1,000% would go play for Coach Prime. But you do have kids who are growing up who don't really know who Deion Sanders truly is. So they don't care about going to go play for Deion. You got something to do, something to do.
I'm going to say it again. I think maybe you missed what I was asking you. If you today...
I answered it.
Hold on. If you today... Okay, you answered it. Okay,
I answered the question.
Okay, perfect. So what is very awkward to me is people skipping over the human nature. It's not difficult, bro. If every week you telling the whole world every week, I don't have the right dogs in the O line and the D line. I don't have the right dogs in the O line and D line. What you're saying out loud. That's what you're
talking about. He never used that. Time out. I'm gonna stop you there. Hold on. I'm gonna stop you there. I'm gonna stop you there because he never used that as an excuse. He didn't get up there. Let me finish. He didn't get up there on the podium and say, "My line, I don't have enough on the line of scrimmage." He has never said that.
His exact words were, "I don't have the right dogs on the O line." I said, "I don't have the right dogs yet in the trenches." That's what he's every week.
He used that verbiage when he was at Jackson State when he was asked if he was going to go out and try to put Alabama on their schedule, and his words were, "I would be crazy to put Alabama on my schedule as my team sits right now because I don't have the D-line and offensive line to compete with those big guys in that conference." Now that he's in a power conference, he's going to have to acquire that talent. Colorado ain't had that talent in years. So it's going to take time to get that talent through recruiting and through the transfer portal.
I'm asking again. So at no point in this season has Deion referred, insinuated, and spoke about I'm this many players away from having a complete team.
1,000% before the season even started. Deion Sanders said, "I'm good at my skill position. I got to get those dogs on my line of scrimmage." He said that.
Okay, freeze right there. Right, I know he said that. That's why I'm staying right there. I'm staying right there. Now, that being said, how do you, as an O-line player or a D-line player who's playing currently at Colorado University, and you hear your head coach saying, "I ain't got enough on the line or the D-line to even compete with the big boys, or I need to get better at this position."
So I heard them say that when he was flipping the team, and I heard him say that when he was starting to recruit, because he said these are the kind of recruits I'm looking for. Now, since the season has started, I've heard him say to his team as a whole what we need to do better. I've heard him say to his team as a whole, we need to protect the quarterback. We need to get pressure on the opposing quarterback. I've heard him say our run game is non-existent, and which is true.
So who is he talking to?
Well, he's talking to the offensive coordinator. He's talking to the O-line coach. He's talking to his O-line as well. Look, it's nothing wrong. If you are, let me finish. If I am a player on this O-line, and I see what happened when I played against Oregon, where I didn't give my quarterback, who was a playmaker, I couldn't give him time to make plays. Yeah, I got to look at that film and see where I need to improve. I can't take it personal when we say our run game is non-existent, because it isn't.
But what I'm saying is, when I'm asking the question is, this conversation that he's been having, these conversations he's been having, and what's being said in the media, and what he's been saying, is all pointing generally in the same direction. And again, I ask you, as an offensive lineman or defensive lineman, is that empowering me, or is that really putting the spotlight on me and saying that I'm the weakest link of the team?
No,
Hold up. He literally said, we good at the skill positions. I don't have the guys in the trenches I need. That's what he's saying.
Again, he said that during recruiting before the season started.
And that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying. So, two things that I'm asking. I'm just asking a question. One, I feel like people are not being critical of that very fact. Like, if you're a head coach and you've already said, I'm leaving one situation because I don't have something, and I'm going to the next situation knowing I'm going to be playing against the type of players. Like, I know, okay, I'm playing against Oregon. I'm in the same conference as Oregon, Utah State, Utah, Wisconsin, Nebraska. They known to have O lines and D lines. One of my priorities should have been an OT or a center or a DT. I should have prioritized these positions the same way I prioritize the skill positions.
But how do you know he didn't do that?
Okay, once again, if he did do that, there's no reason why. Let me say that. I ain't saying that. As a skill player, if I'm a wide receiver, I know, okay, I gotta have a quarterback and a line so I can get the ball. If I'm a running back, I know I gotta have a line to give me I know I ain't just hand me the ball. I gotta have a line. If I'm a tight end, if everybody in the skill position, if I'm a DB, okay, I gotta have a decent front four, so I know that I could play. I can either play coverage, or if I get a chance, whatever. Football is one of those ultimate team sports that every player knows that it's another player that's very much indicative of his success, and vice versa. If I'm the head coach and I couldn't get these type of players to come in, if I couldn't get the O-line to come in and the wideout came, well, it didn't take a mathematician to understand that if I got wideouts and quarterbacks and no line, the only games I'm gonna win is against games with bad.
I'm glad you brought up math. So I'm glad you brought up math. Yeah. And when you look at the team that he fielded at Jackson State versus the team he fields at Colorado. So for perspective, they played TCU. Competed for a national championship last year. Top 20, 25 ranked team. Let me finish. Stop shaking your head. Let me finish. Can I finish? I can't finish?
You can finish.
That's what?
What you're saying is false, though.
Damn, you don't even know I'm saying it, though. What was false?
When you said the TSU team they played competed for a national championship last year, that wasn't the same team.
JB, all I said was they played TCU. TCU was an organization that competed for a national championship the year before. Is that true or not? I'm just asking. Is that true or not?
No.
So TC, time out. Let me finish. JB, time out. If the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl last year, am I correct?
Yes, I did.
They can lose players on the roster and add new players on the roster. Are they still considered the defending Super Bowl champs?
Yeah.
All right. So all I said was they played an organization or school that competed for a national championship last year. Off the rip, that school came in ranked at a certain number. They went into that game. On paper, they weren't supposed to be able to compete. The difference between his Jackson State team versus Colorado is he does actually have an upgraded line on both offense and defense to compete. When you look at Colorado's average weight on their offensive line, they have an average weight of 295 on their O-line, opposed to Oregon. Oregon's average weight of O-linemen on their team is 309 or 310, and their average in their height is like 6'4". Colorado has a 6'10", 320-pound left tackle who has great potential, but he can't get low enough in his stance. So these are things you got to coach up. You got undersized centers. You got undersized right tackles. Well, when you look at Oregon fielded a team of NFL-ready O-linemen and D-linemen. When you look at Colorado, let me finish. When you look at Colorado, Colorado has they have right now one NFL-ready DN. And I'm not saying these guys are superstar NFL players. When I say that they're NFL ready, I mean that they can make an NFL roster. I'm not saying that they're going to be superstars. You know what I'm saying? But they can make an NFL roster. So on one hand, Oregon is a program that is going to always consistently have a team of recruits that are going to want to go there. He's trying to build that at Colorado. When was the last time Colorado was really good? Think about it. When was the last time it was good?
What does that matter, bro?
I'm asking. When was the last time? It matters. It matters when it comes to it matters. It matters when it comes to recruiting, because a lot of recruiting for college students to come to your school has a lot to do with the prestige of the college. What that college's record has been. Yes, it does, Boog. Don't sit there and act like it don't. Don't sit there and act like prestige of the college, what that college has been doing, what that college does to attract that kid to come sign with them is not a thing, because it is, and you know it is, Boog.
All what you're saying works if you're talking about 1990. We're talking about 2000.
That's not true.
But what I'm saying, what you mean? So in today's climate, bro, you can have, once again, Deion Sanders is a perfect example, bro. Deion Sanders had 5- and 4-star recruits going to Jackson State University. There's no prestige and honor in Jackson State University that's above the Alabamas, the Georgias, perceived.
Well, you felt so you're leaving at the point where that his so-called 4 or 5-star recruit quarterback was his son. His so-called let me finish. His so-called 4 or 5-star recruit from safety that transfer from South Carolina was his son. So some of these wide receivers, they weren't 5-star recruits. He was able to snatch Travis Hunter up. He was able to snatch another one up. Some of these recruits are 3- and 4-star. They just are good at skill position. When he hit the transfer portal, he was.
But still, that still proves the point that you're saying, that, or it proves both points. I'm saying that Deion is a great recruiter because he got guys, even 3 stars. 3 stars don't typically go to HBCUs. 3 stars. Normally, it's big quotations. Normally, your D1s are first, your D2s are second, your JUCOs and D3s are third. Then you have pretty much everything else falls up on it. It's pretty much even, whether it be NAIA or HBCUs, the smallest. But what I'm saying is, guys who would normally go to either a mid-major or major went to Jackson State. The grander conversation, what I'm saying is that it's okay. I feel like it's okay to be critical or to have a commentary about some of the shortcomings of Colorado State. It's not a knock on Deion, but we can, the whole thing is not nobody. If you say something about the obvious thing about Deion, you a hater.
What's the obvious thing? But what?
He didn't recruit D-line or O-line well.
But you don't know
obvious,
that,
bro.
You don't know.
Okay,
you don't know that.
Where they at?
Well, let me ask you a question. Since you know, tell me how many kids on that O-line or D-line did he got through the transfer portal, or did he recruit it there? Tell me that.
It don't matter. Where they at?
It does matter. It does matter because.
Where are they?
What do you mean? Where are they? What are you talking about? You can't even tell me. It
doesn't matter.
JB, time out. On some real shit. You can't say what he didn't do if you can't speak to what he had and what he brought in.
bruh, what I'm saying is that
And I'm asking you that. Can you speak to? Can you speak to me? Can you speak to me? What he brought in?
Yes.
So what did he bring in? So what did he bring in?
Hold up, let me finish. He took what? It was 85 players off the team where he kept 10. He kept 10 players from the original roster, brought in 85 new ones, right? The issue that he is having is that he doesn't have.
He flipped 75% of the roster.
Hold up.
He flipped 75% of the roster.
So that means everybody coming. That means that 25% of the roster was there already. 75% of his guys are guys that he brought in, that he went out and pulled. Whether it was the system, his regime. These are all guys that he had something to do with. What I'm asking you is, if he brought in the guys that were able to play O-line or D-line, then, and if he brought in offensive tackles, he brought in defensive tackles. There's no way he kept it, or unless you're saying to me, all he kept was the O-line.
I never said he kept. That's not what I said.
I know.
Well, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. How many 5-star recruits left their schools and hit the transfer portal?
Last I looked, it was like 20 it was 20 or 22 on the O-line.
22 5-star recruits to hit the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Do you know where they end up going?
I mean, Alabama, U of H, I went everywhere. Alabama got 2, U of H got 1, Wisconsin got 1. They went everywhere. That's just the I looked at the OTs and the centers. I didn't even get it because it was 8,655.
Oh, I know.
People. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, it's to me, what I'm saying, it's okay to say, yeah, Prime might be better next year because he got Warren Sapp. He's gonna have Warren Sapp on, and Warren Sapp will be able to pull in those O-lines that he couldn't get this year.
Well, that'd be a big deal if I got Warren Sapp on my coaching staff to coach up my D-line. That's a big deal.
No, not to coach up, to even that too, but to even select, because he had the opportunity last year. 8,655 players. Just randomly saying, if they were this assuming, I could be wrong. Let's say that only 40% of that 8,600 and something was O-line, D-line. Just 40%. If he didn't get 3 of the 40%, or 4, 2 on each side, right? Because what I'm saying is, if he did get those guys who were able to play and perform at a level, then his conversation wouldn't be, I need some more guys in that spot. I'm not saying that it's not difficult to be critical.
But that's not his conversation right now. That's analysts' conversations right now. Deion hasn't said that since recruiting ended.
He hadn't said the direct words about dogs, but he has said every week. In fact, the last thing he said was, "Give me now." He was like, "Give me now, because I'm gonna have some things next year. If you're gonna give me like." And going back,
because the other piece is you can't expect him to flip the team and fill every position in one recruiting season, bro. Like, some of this stuff is 2 and 3 seasons deep of recruiting. Like, you can't expect him. The fact that they are 3-1 now is they have exceeded expectations from the last 2 seasons of play at Colorado. So you can't expect him. It ain't different, bro. You can't. It's time out. It's because I'm not gonna continue to let you do that. It's asinine to think that someone can come in and flip an entire roster and program within 1 season, and we haven't even hit the halfway mark of the college season yet. And it's asinine to think that they can come in and fill every hole and flip this entire team and roster and have success on that stage. Oregon is the 10th ranked team in the bowl system. There are power conference teams who don't have the players at the line of scrimmage to compete with Oregon, let alone once you get to the top 5, to the USCs of the world, to the Texases of the world, to the Alabamas of the world, to the Georgia. Hell, the majority of college football don't have a line of scrimmage to compete with those guys. So for them to go up against Oregon, and we say that, like Oregon, USC, Alabama, Texas, bro, those are damn near low-level NFL teams if they could compete on the NFL level. So
Okay,
this
so what
this
about
is
Colorado State?
what about them?
So is Colorado State in that same conversation?
Colorado
with,
State play if Colorado play. I don't know if Colorado State plays Oregon. If they play Oregon,
they do. They're the same.
then it's the
conference?
same fucking outcome because they don't have the line. They can't control the line of scrimmage either.
So
Not
my
against
question
Oregon.
so my question is, and this will play out in the long run, but what I'm saying is that Oregon State, Oregon, Utah State, the Pac-12.
Utah's a winner, and like I said last week, the words I said last week with Oregon was I said, and my words were Oregon is going to control the line of scrimmage. You got to beat them in a shootout. You got a chance with a shootout. If they're controlling the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, Colorado ain't got a chance. I said that last week. I said that with Oregon, definitely with USC. Those two are definite losses. They can compete with Utah, but if they can't establish the line of scrimmage in any form or fashion, they're gonna have the same situation with them as well.
I think that one is very plausible, and it happens a lot in college sports where a team is flipped in 1 year, where the coach comes in with new players and wins. It happens a whole lot in college football, basketball, baseball.
Let me stop you right quick. Can you give me one example of a college coach that came in and flipped the team in one season and did that? Because it's unprecedented. Give me one example.
The Steve Fisher and the Michigan State Wolverines.
In one season, he flipped the entire team, the entire roster.
Yep.
He couldn't have because this is the first.
75%.
He couldn't have because the transfer portal wasn't. The transfer portal wasn't that. The only reason why Deion was had the opportunity to flip 75% of his roster was because of the transfer portal. This is 2 years old, so off the rip, no, he didn't do that in one season.
So you think that Steve Fisher and the Michigan State Wolverines didn't get rid of 75% of the team, came in with 5 new freshmen and 2 new and I think 3 new transfers and went to the Final Four back to back?
5 freshmen and 3 new transfers is not flipping your team in one season because back then
what you mean, nigga? That's 12 players on the team.
Is that 75% of your roster?
It ain't but 12, 15 players on the team, bro. If I flip 8 players, that gotta be.
Well, you talking about basketball or football?
I said basketball.
No, we're talking about football, bro. I'm not talking about any other sport but football right now, bro.
Okay. So what you're saying?
I'm not talking about any other sport but football.
Let's go football. Let's go football.
Name me a college coach that came in on a football roster, which is 60 plus players, and came in one season, flipped 75% of their roster and saw success. You name that coach to me.
Off the top of my head, I couldn't name.
Because there isn't one.
It's happened before, though.
No, it has not. It couldn't have happened before, Book, because this is year 2 of the transfer portal. So before year 2 of the transfer portal, let me finish. Before year 2 of the transfer portal, you had to wait a whole season to play.
But
name me a coach. Name me a coach.
I could think of one time, but I don't want to say it because it's kind of wrong.
Name me a coach.
Football. I ain't gonna
name the coach, JB.
Hold up. Why are you getting all hospital?
I just said name the coach.
I don't want. I like to name the coach.
Name the coach, bro.
Hold up. I could name one time when a majority of the team left, and the next year the team came back with new players and had a successful record.
You naming the coach or not?
What happened with Marshall?
Marshall who?
Marshall Buffalo.
When the niggas died, bro? You pulling a stunt when the niggas died?
I'm just saying, you said when the team left and they came back next year with new players.
All right, I see what type of time you're on, bro.
No, but this ain't the biggest turnaround in college football ever.
All right, you're right.
It's not the turnaround. I mean,
I just think it's asinine to think that a guy is gonna come in here and fill every need in one recruiting off season and don't acknowledge the success he's having already, and they don't even have that they barely have 60% of the game plan installed. We're in week 4 going into week 5, and this guy's 3-1 with a team he flipped 75% of. And if he and by the way, if his son wasn't the quarterback, he probably wouldn't have a big time quarterback coming to his organization.
Ain't no what if and buts. First off, with also you are also putting a stamp of this is hard for, which is his decision. He didn't have to flip that roster. He decided to flip that roster.
Are you shitting me? They won one game, bro.
That don't mean nothing, bro. So you telling me that because the team won one game 1 year, that mean they're gonna be sorry?
By the way, he didn't flip the roster. He said this is what it's gonna be. If you want to play for me, this is what it takes to play for me. They decided to leave. Now I get the quarter. I get. How is it not true? So you tell me the kids he kicked off the team.
He kicked off some old linemen. He kicked off some skill. He kicked some players left. Yeah. Some players were told to leave.
Niggas lose scholarship every day, B.
Before they even played.
Niggas lose scholarships every day, B.
Okay, but
do you know how often that shit happens at Oregon?
Choice.
You know how often that shit.
All
right. You know how often that shit happens at Oregon. You know how often it happens at UT. When Bo Nix came over to Oregon following the coach, you don't think that coach came in and kicked off people off his team and brought in people he wanted?
But did he kick off 75% of the team?
Well, he didn't have to because it's Oregon.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, and once again, this is why I think it's another thing that I'd be like, man. For me personally, some of the mark of a great coach is getting the most out of lesser talent. Some of the markers of a great coach. So if the president is that I ain't got good enough players to compete, like I said again, if I'm an old lineman, bro, and my coach ain't when have you heard him big up his O-line, his D-line?
Every fucking week. What are you talking about?
Let me finish. To where he ain't said, it's not a week he said we gonna be the best O-line at the end of the season. No, they're improving. I see us being a force to reckon with at the end of the season. He's saying I need some more guys to come in.
He has not said that throughout the season, bro. He never said that during the season. Actually, he said we need to get. Actually, what he said was we're working on establishing the running game. We got to establish the running game to be able to compete, and our guys are working on that weekly, and we're gonna get there by the end of the season. He's definitely said that, bro. So that's not throwing your O-line under the bus.
So this week he didn't say if you gonna get me down because we ain't ready yet.
He said his words were, if you won't get me now. This is the worst I'm gonna be. His words were, this is the worst I'm going to be. He didn't put that directly on the O-line because the O-line, listen, let me finish. Because the O-line and the D-line weren't the only issues on that team in the loss. And if you hear him address the loss, his words were, look, we got to get better on. He said, it ain't on the kids, it's on the coaches. The coaches got to get better. The play calling has to get better on both sides of the ball. We got to be able to protect better. We got to be able to put pressure on the ball more. Number 2 has to be able to get rid of the ball faster. He said all of that. He didn't single out anybody, bro. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah. You're creating a narrative that ain't there.
No, that's the truth.
No, you are creating a narrative that's not. No, let me finish. You are creating a narrative that is not there in with Coach Prime, as in him coaching his team. He's not singling out any one person. He's telling the entire team.
I didn't say he was.
I'm saying he's not even singling out one group. He's telling the entire team, this is what we need to improve upon. If I'm a coach and I can't say our run game is non-existent, we need to improve on our run game. And if you are the O-lineman who saw what you did against Oregon and can't see where I need to improve. If I'm the left tackle, bro, 6'10", 320 pounds, if I can't see where I need to improve to get lower on my stance, to get faster with my footwork, to be able to stay in front of defensive ends, to protect my quarterback, if I can't see that, bro, I don't need to be playing. If I'm going to get butthurt because he's saying, hey, we got to protect number 2. We didn't protect number 2 against Oregon. If I get mad because he's saying that, I don't need to be on the team, bro.
You said you don't see how I could feel like Deion could be criticized about.
No, I didn't say anything. I'm
asking.
I'm not saying criticism part. If you want to criticize the coach, I have no issue with you criticizing the coach. Yeah. I said I don't understand how you. Mm-hmm. I'm shocked that you have this stance coming from someone who somewhat feels the team or has been a part of that whole process. It takes more than 1, 2, sometimes even 3 years to be able to fill a competitive roster at a certain level. Man, look at the Denver Broncos, bro. It does. It 1,000% it does when it comes to recruiting. Because I'm trying to lure kids to a program. I mean,
if you like, what I'm saying is, even before the transfer portal, in different places, it was like Ohio State is good for it. Ohio State would lose 4 or 5 stars to come in next year with 4 or 5 more 5 stars. Michigan,
but it's Ohio. But you're naming high prestige schools though. Okay,
now Priest, what I'm saying is we can't have our cake and eat it too. We can't say that Deion is this great recruiter. He's this great motivator. He's this beacon of light. And he's all those things. So if he's all these things, we can't hold him to the same standard as.
You still got to give him time to work, Boog. It's not going to happen in one. It's not going to happen in one recruiting season. You still got to give him time to work.
At other places in one recruiting season.
And again, I would ask for you to give me the example. Name me the names.
Miami, Ohio in 2010. What you call it? Oklahoma when they went from 7-5.
You're still naming high prestige schools. Which Colorado
to Ohio?
Who?
Miami, Ohio is a high prestige school.
Miami, Ohio. Are we talking about football or basketball?
Football.
Oh man, nigga, I thought you said Ohio. I thought you said Miami. I thought you were saying Miami and Ohio. I didn't know you were saying Miami, Ohio.
No. I'm saying Miami of Ohio.
No, fuck Miami of Ohio, bro. Name me how many years they've had a successful program. Give it to me.
In 2010 or 2009, it was like 1 in whatever. The next year they was in a bowl game. They was 11 and something.
And what were they the next year after that? Did they continue that greatness or did they fall back off?
What does that matter, bro?
I'm asking you a question.
I don't know, but I'm saying we talk about 1 year turnaround. I named 2 1 year turnarounds.
If I'm going to take it from a 1 year turnaround, the fact that Colorado was 3-1 going into week 5 against USC,
yeah,
and we're looking to come out of that at 3-2. And then we're looking to win probably the next 4 straight. That is a 1,000% significant, successful turnaround of a program.
I'm not.
It's a 1,000% successful turnaround of a program. Actually, at 3-1 today, Deion has successfully turned that program around.
No, not really.
No, 1,000%. At 3-1 today, he has exceeded expectations in Boulder, and that is fact. You can look it up. You can book it. That is fact. At 3-1, Deion Sanders has exceeded expectations for year 1 in Boulder, Colorado. At 3-1, the fact that they were ranked in the top 25 in year 1 of Deion Sanders being the coach has succeeded expectations, and you can book it. You can book that. That's fact. So I don't know what this is that you're doing.
That's you. That's how people be moving the
I didn't move the expectation. This is Colorado's expectations.
What I'm saying is last year they went 1-11. This is true. Now this year we played 4 teams, 1 good team, 3 very suspect teams.
Who are the 3 very suspect teams?
TCU. Well, we played,
TCU is not a suspect team.
How is TCU not suspect?
They weren't a suspect team. They played in the national championship last season. How are they a suspect organization? TCU is a school that has historically been better in the past 5 to 10 years than Colorado has. They have had success. TCU has had a successful program in the last 10 years. Yes or no?
So what you're saying?
I'm asking yes or no.
That's irrelevant.
No, it's not irrelevant,
bro.
JB. I'm
Yes,
asking
it
you. Yes,
is.
it's not irrelevant at
Are
all.
the players that were successful coming back?
It's not at all because a part of having a successful college program is being able to have depth at your positions. So that's
Exactly.
what.
So are those players coming back?
I don't care if the players didn't come back. If I have depth at the position, let me finish, JB. If I have depth at my position from my recruiting, it don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
So because it's college, so it don't matter if my star running back goes to the NFL next season. I got another 5-star recruit that's filling his place, which they have.
I have a great question for you. This is a great question. And you answer this question, then we can know where we can go in the conversation.
I mean, we're moving on anyway because we've been there too long.
So look. So you're saying that TCU had depth at their positions, so they can lose all the starters that they lost and the skills they can lose, but they have depth behind that. So they're filling in the guys who left with guys who are high quality as well, right?
What I'm saying, no, that is not what I'm saying.
Okay,
you're making a narrative.
No, explain to me then.
What I'm saying is a part of being able to recruit multiple years to fill depth chart is that you can't fill each need, and you can't fill a need and then fill back. You can't fill a need and depth at that position in one recruiting season. Being able to backfill positions with great talent is going to come over time of recruiting. I'm not finna recruit.
Question.
Let me finish. I'm not recruiting 3 5-star running backs in one offseason. But I can recruit a 5-star running back this season, recruit a 5-star running back next season, recruit a 5-star running back after that, maybe grab one 4-star in a transfer portal. Yeah, I can do that, but I'm not grabbing 5-star recruits at cornerback here, 4 5-star recruits at D-line here, 3 4-star centers here in one recruiting season. I'm not doing that. It's just like it's just like building any roster of anything. You're building up that roster over time, whether if it's 3 months, 6 months, a year, a recruiting season, you're still doing that.
Okay, where did the running back from TCU come from?
Alabama.
So just so we can put this in perspective, you said, well, TCU has a history of recruiting high-end players. So we know that they're running back who is in the NFL now, wide receiver, quarterback, some DBs, some O-linemen, they moved on. But we have depth at that position, so it doesn't affect us as bad. Am I in the right? Are we on the same page?
I'm listening. We're not on the same page, but I'm listening now.
But I'm saying that
I'm trying to hear where you're going with the example of the running back at TCU.
Yeah, the running back at TCU came from Alabama.
Yes.
And so when you say that the programs who historically have these lineages or the stockpile of players, but that's before the portal.
Why did he leave Alabama?
Hold up. There were 86,000 players, 8,600 players in the portal, bro. So the schools that historically would have 3 or 4 players like Alabama at the running back position, these guys move on and go somewhere else in the portal and go play at San Diego State, at Georgia, and blah, blah, at TCU, and so.
You want to know a fun fact about TCU starting running back that hit the transfer portal and left Alabama?
Mm-hmm.
He made a stop in Boulder.
Why he ain't stay in Boulder?
Because he's injury prone. So Deion opted out. Deion opted out because of his injury history, and he went to TCU. Do you know what happened to said running back versus Colorado?
He went out, didn't
he? No, he got hurt.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, Deion made a decision where that recruit, he didn't take him through the transfer portal because of his injury history. However, he did snag U of H's 4-star running back recruit that hit the transfer portal and is now a member of Colorado. He was on the injury report. He was on the injury list the first 2 games of the season, and he's going to be back for USC.
So you're saying, well, look, bro.
So no, I'm saying, time out. And the other piece is this. The other piece is this. You do realize that Colorado has 5-star recruit at cornerback, 6'3", 205, beast, 2-way player, just like Travis Hunter, not on the field because he hasn't fully met the academia requirement that Deion has for his guys to play. And he says, I'm not going to play you until you're doing what you should do in school. And he has a couple of those recruits that he has not put a uniform on. So it's more to it than just saying, oh, well, he didn't do X, Y, and Z. Again, he has a 6'10", 320-pound guy that he went and grabbed through the transfer portal as his left tackle that he's trying to develop. And look, I saw the guy against Oregon. When his footwork and technique gets better, when he can drop down in his stance better to be able to stay in front of some of these guys that are smaller and a little bit more agile, once he gets that under his in his toolkit, bro, you're not gonna be able to get past him. But it's week 4. It's week 4. Let me finish. It's week 4 of a team that hasn't been fully put together yet. Your starting center. Your best center just came back against Oregon off of injury. You have guys trying to block at 6 foot 285, trying to stay in front of a D tackle at Oregon that is 6'3", 315. They can run damn near a 4.6 and a 40. Bro, you're outmatched a little bit.
Or excuses?
No, it's football.
No, I'm asking.
It's neither. It's neither. It's football. It's neither. It's football. I'm telling you on one hand of a team that has been put together in one off season that will improve as the season continues. Going up against an Oregon team that was already put together. It ain't no excuse or anything. It's just talking football. It's talking X's and O's.
X's and O's, bro.
I'm talking talent. I'm talking about the talent I saw on the field. They got a D, bro. Colorado has a fire DN, bro, that's figuring this shit out. But he's a transfer as well.
Reasons why Colorado. You told me 15 reasons why Colorado got players that's not playing, right?
What are you talking about? I told you about 2 players, two players or 3 players that aren't playing. I didn't even bring up Travis Hunter, the best player.
So you think so?
I think what?
I'm just.
No, do I think what?
Can I finish, brother? So, in no way, are we to ask the question: Could Deion have done a better job of recruiting at the O-line, D-line spot? That's all I'm asking.
I don't think we can say that. No? I don't think we can say that. Because we don't know exactly what Deion's efforts were at recruiting the D-line and O-line positions. We don't know that. So we can't say if he did yes or no. I mean, I will tell you from what he's fielded, he has fielded a O-line and D-line that can compete with the majority of their conference. They can't compete.
They can't compete with the rest of their... Bro, they have one blowout win, and the teams that they have beaten have all been subpar teams. Like the teams, they haven't beat a team when they faced. I agree.
Well, we're just gonna have to wait and see.
Let me finish. I agree that Oregon and USC are superior teams. I know that a football person or a person who watches football with better than a casual eye would know. No, they ain't got enough for Oregon or USC.
They might not have enough. They might not have enough at the line of scrimmage for Utah as well.
The Pac-10 is kind of ready.
They got enough for Louisville though.
But what I'm saying is, CSU had them. CSU, Deion out-coached. It's a combination of Deion out-coaching and Norvell not being a good enough coach on that game, because they could have. It was several plays at the end of the game that wasn't player situations, but coach situations where you get this first down or this 4th and 3 and the game over. You can't. You let them go. You let them go down. You got in the prevent. You were beating them the whole game playing. You went and jumped in the prevent and got beat. I got a 38 yard, a 98 yard drive on you because you start playing. That's coaching.
But but the
All
other piece of
that being
that, the
said,
other piece of
CSU
that,
sorry as fuck though.
the other piece of that is 2 minute offense and 2 minute defense.
But
So
CSU sorry as fuck though, man.
who?
CSU was sorry as fuck though, man.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, a sorry ass team took you to double overtime, man.
So
That says a lot about you.
that sorry ass team, by last season standards, was sorry. I think that they ran into two teams that were heavily better than them at the beginning of the season. I think that Colorado was running into them towards the middle of the pack. That CSU team has a transfer from Arizona that's NFL ready, a transfer from Notre Dame that's NFL ready, a backup quarterback that's a transfer that probably can make an NFL roster. That CSU team has a D lineman that's probably going to be a star in the NFL in
projected
Kamara.
to be sorry, bro. They projected to be.
I don't buy into that bullshit, bro. Like you can
What
be
you mean?
protected.
So then don't buy into Deion being the top seed team. Then
Who said? I never said anything about Deion being a top seeded team. What are you talking
They
about?
were in top 25, weren't they?
Yeah, because they beat a top 15 team.
But so
If CSU would have beat a top
again,
15 team, they would have made it to the top 25.
West Scholar was 17, first off, and secondly, if you
It don't matter, bro. They beat a ranked team. Yes or no?
So the ranking means something when you beat them, but if you what you mean?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
When they beat a ranked team, you're like, they beat a ranked team.
Yes.
But then when I say the teams that they're playing are all sorry, and they're not, and they gonna finish unranked. Oh, the ranks don't mean nothing, man.
I never said that. I never said that. At no point have I said the ranks don't mean anything. Actually, you did. I didn't say that. You said that in reference to TCU. I told you. You said that in reference to TCU. At no point in this broadcast have I ever said that the rankings don't mean anything, bro.
Okay, so
tell me when I said the rankings don't mean anything. I never said that.
You think CSU is a quality team?
Oh,
CSU, Colorado State University, is a quality team.
They bottom feeders of the division, just like Colorado was last year. They both are organizations that were
This
bottom
year.
feeders of the.
No.
Oh, I don't
This
know. I
year.
gotta see. I don't know because just like Colorado, they hit the transfer portal pretty hard. Like I said, they got
Everybody hit the transfer portal.
Can I finish, bro?
Man.
You asked me a fucking question. Can I finish?
Go ahead.
Just like Colorado, they had the transfer portal. You're right. Everybody did. So now you can't. Everybody did. They got a receiver from Arizona that's going to the NFL. They got a tight end from Notre Dame that's going to the NFL. They got a DN in Kamara. They got a decent backup quarterback. They got a couple of players on the defensive side in the linebacker area. I don't know what they're going to be at the end of the season, bro. I don't know if the hardest part of their schedule was front loaded or not. I don't know. I don't know if they have enough coaching talent. I don't know.
Just close it off, man. The way I feel is that Deion's he's doing a good job of bringing attention to that program. He brought in some high quality players. I just feel like as when I say we know what we means. We have an issue when you're critical of one of us, and I understand. I kind of get it. Like, we're always being hyper analyzed or over analyzed or whatever. But you could be critical of something without being negative again. Like, yeah, I can. Like I said, I'm critical of Deion and his move from Jackson State to Colorado. That doesn't mean I think he's a bad person. I think I didn't necessarily personally agree with the move he made, and I can stand on that. I can stand on that on how I feel until I die. That doesn't have a reflection upon how I feel about Deion. He's still a great coach. He's still a great person. He's still somebody I would tell my young people to look at as an example of how to live life in aspects. But the whole all or nothing way of looking at it is it always leaves us in the same spot to me
Who
when
you
we look
talking
at
to that
things in
has an
life.
all or nothing viewpoint on it though?
That's generally the conversation.
Oh, see, I don't know.
Like,
I'm not conversating with people who have an all or nothing viewpoint on Deion Sanders and his production in Colorado. People I'm talking to, we talking about the team that's on the field, the high points, the low points, what can be improved upon and what can't, the struggles he's going to have going into another season of recruiting. It's already 5-star O-line and D-line recruits that are committing to Texas and Georgia already that are coming out of high school. We're looking at what states he can recruit heavily out of. We're looking at if he needs to upgrade at OC and DC. We're looking at some of the position coaches he can bring in to help out. Like I'm not talking to nobody that's being critical of Deion or being homers of Deion because of one or two things, bro. The people I'm talking to, we are people who like football. A lot of
I like football.
ex-athletes who like football and all that Jackson State shit, man. Look, people was gonna be mad at Deion if he stayed at Jackson State. Hell, Eddie Robinson Jr. ain't like him when he was in the SWAC. Half of the SWAC committee had an issue with him. Jackson State was doing some fuck shit with the money anyway. So half the people had an issue when he was at Jackson State. Half the people got an issue because he left Jackson State. Honestly, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Whatever works best for what he wants to do with his coaching career, I don't care what he does. I don't care if he stays at Jackson State. I wouldn't care if he went to USF. I wouldn't care if he went to Colorado. I wouldn't care if he went to TSU. As long as Deion is doing with his program what he is doing, bro, I'm fine. I don't care. I can care less about that HBCU and SWAC shit in certain aspects.
I mean,
If I had a kid that was college ready, like I have before, look, yeah, let's look into going to a HBCU. You know, if you want to take that tour to that PWI, let's take a tour of this HBCU as well. But I'm not finna push one over the other when in regards to it. I'm gonna let the kid make the decision based off of what works best for them. That's my stance. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying it's my stance. And I'm not saying, and I respect your stance as well. I understand where you're coming from, how you feel about Deion leaving Jackson State. All of your concerns are very valid. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm discrediting that as well. I 1,000% understand your stance on that and why you feel the way you feel. What you got next? What you got next?
Man, that's hilarious. That's funny. It's not funny in a sarcastic way or
Sounds
it's
that way,
just interesting.
but you know.
No. I mean, I'm not. I'm saying ahead of time it's not sarcastic, but at the end of the day, man, I'm not. Let me cook. I'm not talking about Dion. I'm moving on.
Oh, you still got to cook. I thought we was moving on.
I'm moving on. I'm trying to tell you. I know you like to, try to let me say what I'm saying. I'm moving on. Let me say what I'm saying. I'm saying this as I'm moving on. Yeah, man. It kind of harkens back to our first conversation. You know what I mean? It's just I got something that's clicking on here. I got some, but you know, it's one thing to be present. It's one thing to be present and involved. It's nothing to be present and involved and cognizant. It's nothing to be present and involved and cognizant and thinking forward. It's nothing to be present and thinking forward and making action. It's different levels of being in any situation. And sometimes, like a lot of conversations people have are people talking across different levels of understanding or different levels of different perspectives of understanding or different perspectives of of the same situation. I've been talking over the past couple of weeks with uh, uh, Hicks and Hatter. They have a show, the Chop Shop, Houston, Texas. It's a big show, and they do a lot of talk about high school sports and topical sports topics. Mr. Hatter, he likes to get um, introspect. I call it Negrospective. He gives a very, very black perspective about certain things. He used to be Penny Hardaway's agent. Like I said, Hicks runs RCS Sports, does a lot of stuff at the high schools in Houston, and we have conversations on his platform. And a lot of times it comes down to perspective, right, and how we see things and what our level of interest or our level of like when and I'm moving on. I'm moving on. But there's a level of interest sometimes when it's like, oh, I'm on this, I'm looking at it. There's a level of interest, I'm looking at it, I have a familiarity with it. This is how I would move. There's a level of interest where I'm like, okay, I watch it, I know this is how I would move. I also know that these are the other outside entities that influence this thing. And then there's okay, there's usually between all parties understanding that there are forces inside of this unit, whatever it is, that are just coming to get a buck, and they don't care. They don't care about anything else but that buck, and they will use, abuse, move each which way just to get that buck. So when you say I don't care where he goes, or I'm gonna let the kid choose, or when we say some of things, I understand what you're saying. I understand your position, but I also understand that if I don't tell said kid, or if I don't make it loud and known that, hey, there's a conscious effort for these people to move in this way. It's a conscious effort to keep you up out of Jackson State. It's a conscious effort to keep you up out of Howard. It's a conscious effort to keep Howard in its. It's a conscious effort. It's a collective effort of these people to say, now we're gonna do what we can to keep this thing going, to keep y'all coming here, to keep y'all in this situation. Like this thing is really y'all's. This stuff should be y'all's. Ain't no reason for us to be coaching. Ain't no reason for us to be dictating who gets paid and what is it. No, the internet can flatten it out. The internet, the NIL does all this stuff to flatten it out so that we can't just come in and be like, come to Alabama because we got the most money. You can get money anywhere. And so not being able or not informing somebody sometimes to me feels as if I'm not being honest to them.
Who said I want to inform it? My statements were, for every PWI we go to, we going to a HBCU.
Mm-hmm.
So that in itself will let you know that I would inform the young person, the person who's making a decision on both aspects. I'm going to show you Rice. I'm going to show you TSU. If I show you Ole Miss, I'm going to show you Howard. If I show you Colorado, I'm going to show you PV. Like, no, you're going to be able to have you're going to get enough information to be able to make an informed decision off of where you want to go and what you want to do. Life isn't a HBCU. Corporate America isn't a HBCU. There are very valuable things that you can get from going to HBCU, and I would encourage it as a person of color because I am a proponent of being taught by people who look like me. I think I said this about elementary age kids, that I got a little bit of pushback from you when I made that statement. And to me, that works hand in hand with going to HBCU. But at the end of the day, ultimately, I feel like the choice is yours because as that new student coming in, you have to be able to thrive in said environment. And ultimately, you should be able to make said decision on where you think you're going to be most successful for what you want to get out of the experience. So I'm not going to push one over the other, but I will make sure you are informed about both experiences. Now, when it comes to just coaching and Dion, I don't care where he's at. I don't. Yes, it would be 1,000% great if he could have this success and bring this type of money to the city of Jackson, which he had flashes of showing what the Dion effect does at Jackson State. But for whatever reason, it didn't work out. I don't know why. It's always two sides to every story. So, I don't know.
Three sides.
Yeah, you're right. My side, your side, and the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I got to pause.
yeah, me too.
I have. Oh, okay. Le'Veon Bell, man. Le'Veon Bell was on a podcast. Oh, I'm sorry, on a sports show, and he said something that really opened my eyes.
Why me and the King? I'm sorry. Why I'm distracted? Why me and the King look like the only straight up G's, bro, and you and Droop looking goofy?
Goofy.
Bro,
I feel like I'm kind of swollen on this pick, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. That's when I was too home.
Okay, there you go. This bullshit.
Back
There you
when I
go,
was
man.
too home.
Say what you got to say, man.
Le'Veon Bell said something, man, because I know I've tried to express this to you before. I think every time I do it, we be talking about boxing though, and you be thinking, "Oh man, because you that." Le'Veon Bell was talking about Nate Robinson, and he was saying like, "Yeah, man, it's a difference between being an athlete and being athletic."
It is. You can be an athlete. You can be an athlete and not be athletic.
That's not how he said it, but I don't think you can be an athlete and not be athletic.
So you can't be an athlete and not have any athleticism. Is that what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. I don't think you could be an athlete. Well,
Tom Brady is not the prototypical athlete, but he has some sort of athleticism. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Dan Marino, those guys have a little bit of athleticism.
I think they're skilled.
They got a little bit of athleticism.
I think they have athletic skill. I think they're athletic. They're athletic. No. They're not athletic, bro. They have.
Oh shit! Then that exactly is the definition of what I just said. Well, you can be an athlete and not be athletic. I was trying to give them some grace and say they had a little bit of athleticism, bro.
No. But I think that we're thinking the athlete differently. When I say I think, and that's what I was trying to say. What he said, he was like, an athlete is somebody who you give them a softball, a basketball, a tennis ball, a soccer ball, they're gonna get it. They're gonna get it right away. They're an athlete. They're a natural athlete. Naturally, they can fit into sport. And he said that because he's talking about, he had the boxing match with Adrian Peterson, knocked him out.
Yeah, I saw that bullshit.
Yeah, and he was saying that that's what kind of keyed him up to it, because like he saw Nate Robinson box, and he was like, yeah, Nate Robinson is athletic, and he can play two sports. He's skilled, but he's not an athlete, because you can tell by the way he throws a punch that he's not an athlete. Like, he can't box. An athlete, and to go back and maybe agree with you, Tom Brady is not athletic, but he's an athlete, because Tom Brady can hoop. Tom Brady can play football. He can golf. Steph Curry can hoop. He can play golf. Like, anything they lock into, they're going to be great at that. MJ is another one, you know what I'm saying, who was like, he want to play baseball? Like, okay, if I want to play whatever. LeBron is an athlete. LeBron is athletic.
Man, why you changing to some hate, bro?
It's not hate.
Oh, my bad. Athletic is you can do multiple shits.
Athletic is mean that my physical ability allows me to be. Because I'm so physically gifted. As I'm physically gifted, you can put me anywhere and I'm gonna succeed because I'm this. Bubba Chuck is athletic, so I can play football, basketball. Carl Crawford is an athlete because I can play all these sports, but I'm skilled. Like, every sport you put in, and it's a fine line. In some instances, whatever, but I thought it was very interesting when he said that because
Uh,
like, and that's what I was saying. That's what I was trying to relate. I was like, you feel like I feel like I think that you feel that I think because um I'm in shape or that I can compete with you in boxing because I'm in shape, and I think I can compete because I'm an athlete. So
I
what
think,
I get,
I
what I
think,
give up.
I think God put something in my left and right hands this unmatched, and you know what I'm saying. No matter how athletic or how much of an athlete that you are, I give you respect to that aspect of it. But I'm letting you know
Yeah.
here, player. You know what I'm saying? What God put in this left and right hand of this Southside player from Heron Clark known as A-Dub, it's too much for you. So don't test it. You know what I'm saying? And because I love you, my brother, I never would unleash the full potential and power that is in this left and right hand that was God given to me, hailing from the south side of H-Town, aka Heron Clark, bro. I never would touch you with that much power that God has bestowed upon me in a boxing match, bro. You would only see 5% of this power, and that 5% might be too much for you because I love you, my brother. You know what I'm saying?
Why you don't think I had no power, man?
I didn't say you didn't. This ain't about you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
That's what I'm
about
saying.
you.
Everything ain't about you right now. This is about
I'm just-
this is about what was bestowed upon me since birth. You know what I'm saying?
who pride you think bigger, mine or yours?
Oh, I think as black men, me and you both have equal pride, my brother, in ourselves, in our
I ain't talking
abilities,
about-
in our
no, I'm
abilities
talking about who-
to be great men that walk this earth for a purpose.
I'm saying, okay. I don't mean that because I definitely agree with you. I'm saying like, who is more ornery out of me and you? Who
I
is
don't
more
know
stubborn?
I don't know because I love you, my brother. So I don't even look at you in that
I
light.
just asked you a question.
I don't look at
That's
you in
not a
the.
bad thing to be
I
stubborn.
don't even look at you in the adversary light. I know this. That
Who's my adversary? I said,
I know
who's
this.
more
That
stubborn?
I'm way too vain and way too pretty to let a nigga put his dick beaters in my face. So if you ever run up on me, bro, you know what I'm saying, you go get this one too, right quick, because you know what I'm saying. I'm way too pretty and I love myself too much to get hit in the face, in the chest, in the rib cage, in the abdomen. I'm not gonna allow it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I could never fight you, because I'm not gonna fight fair because I'm way too pretty to get all of this. You know what I'm saying?
We've had situations where we tussled. We've had some tussles, some friendly tussles.
Yeah, it's never been. You've never seen pissed off A-Dub. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Reckoning on you, bro. Pause.
But
Because
you
I
never-
saw it's pause. Super pause.
But you've never. Have you ever seen me mad before?
Don't matter how mad you get.
I just
bro.
asked you a question.
It don't
This is
matter.
off everything. I'm just asking the question. Have you ever seen me mad before?
I don't know because you don't take shit serious. Bro. Everything a joke for you.
You see me toss 180, maybe 190 pound individual 4 or 5 feet one arm.
Yeah, but I weigh 285. My brother.
I wasn't talking about you. I wasn't talking about you.
I mean, you know, it's all full circle.
I wasn't talking about you at all. I said you've seen me.
I don't know if I've seen that.
You were sitting on. You were sitting on. No, you weren't sitting. You were sitting in a chair in my living room, and a young lady charged me from my backside. You seen me turn around and defend myself and just create separation with one arm and slang a person 3 or 4 feet to a couch.
You know how much I used to drink. A lot of that shit is a blur for me right now.
I ain't gonna see, man.
You would have to get. I'm not saying it didn't happen. That does sound like a very boogie-ish thing to happen. So I'm not saying it didn't happen at all. I'm not doubting it happened.
I think
you would have to give. You'd have to give
Angel
me.
was there too.
So Angel was the person that you tossed.
No. Angel was there. Both of y'all was there.
But
You and Angel.
I want to be clear. Is Angel the person you tossed?
No.
Okay, all right.
See what I'm saying?
I didn't say nothing. I didn't say anything. I didn't. I would love to have the young lady on the pod. I wish we can get on the pod, bro.
I don't know what happened to our guest, man.
Call her. See if she'll answer. Pick up for you.
No. It's 11:30 and she teaches, bro.
Oh, my bad. I work so much. I forgot this a weekday right now.
Yeah. But no. Have you ever seen me upset, bro?
I don't know, bro.
I'm just asking. Have you ever like when was the last time you said, "Boogie, calm down"? I'm talking about like, hey, you too hyped up. You gotta calm down.
There was a certain point in time I never was the voice of reason, so I wouldn't have said it.
But I'm just saying, have you ever had to pull me off somebody?
I mean, I did try to warn you that one time we was out of town, and I don't want to bring up the past, so I don't want to keep harping on it. But I did warn you to leave the situation alone, and you didn't. About the hat.
That's not how. See, but you got a horrible memory. You have a horrible.
I just
memory.
told you a lot of that shit is a blur for me, bro. I just
you have
told
a
you
horrible
that.
memory.
So I get.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just want you to say that out loud so that when next time you dude, you was jumping and the dude threw aspirin on the court.
That happened. That happened. That's on that happened. That's on that was on repeating foot action for a while. That happened. You can look on YouTube and see the nigga dunk on you and throw aspirins on the court, bro.
Yeah, but yeah, I haven't been mad, bro. I haven't been mad. I haven't been mad. I haven't been upset in some years.
Do you know who the fuck Tasha K is?
I kinda, yeah. She's a blogger.
Have you seen her rant on Joe Budden lately? It came out today. I'm assuming it happened today. Did you see the rant she had on Joseph Button?
What was it about now?
She mad because I guess Joe came down and did an interview. She came down to the Joe Budden podcast, did an interview on the JBP, and I guess a couple of days later, because she owed Cardi some money.
Yeah,
because she lost the lawsuit.
Yeah,
and I guess Cardi mentioned the fact that Joe had on the podcast. Joe's supposed to be, Joe had some sort of relationship with Cardi and Offset and all of that. And they actually talked it through on the pod, him and his co-host, Queens Flip, Ice-ish. They were like, yeah, it might be in poor taste if you run the podcast episode because of the relationship you have with Cardi. He didn't kick her back in. He didn't say nothing foul about the lady. He was like, man, it was actually a good interview. I'll think about it. I guess homie ran the interview back, thought about it, never dropped it. She got pissed about it, bro. She got pissed. She ran to Adam 22, of course. And, did her messy bitch thing. And I'm not saying she's a bitch. I just call messy shit bitch shit. And, now she went on a fucking anger rant on Joe Budden for like 5 minutes about how he's misogynistic and hates women. It's some bullshit, bro. Like, she's calling Adam 22 a cracker.
You calling him a cracker?
Yeah, she was like, I should have gained a crack at the interview I gave you. So we playing movies now, bro. Is this what we're resorting to? Are we like whoring ourselves out for clicks? Oh, and it's in Japanese, so it's 1,000% a bootleg.
A bootleg?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, is this Black Adam?
Right. Oh, you know it off rip.
Yeah, it's The Rock, bro. I fuck with The Rock. Anyway, yeah, like Tasha K, podcasting is giving people a platform that don't need it. I feel like podcasting in some aspects have given talentless, non-accountability, having people a platform to try to say what the fuck they want to say and don't understand the repercussions of trying to say said things. And she should be mad at herself, bro. She got exactly what she wanted. I didn't know who the fuck Tasha K was until the Cardi shit jumped off. You got you some clout and recognition off Cardi B name, off of spreading rumors that you couldn't vet as fact. And you got sued. Why the fuck you mad at Joe Budden?
I mean, I think some of that comes with the territory.
Why you mad at Joe Budden?
I mean, I'm like, why the fuck did I get that shit?
I don't know why you playing movies in the background. This 1,000% ain't finna be monetized. This portion, that's why I'm gonna stop trying to drop jewels. Because even if I do drop a jewel right now, you can't throw it on YouTube.
Why not?
Orion Pictures is gonna have it flagged.
But why wouldn't you want to have them kind of problem, bro?
I don't want them kind of problems, bro. Did you just not hear anything I just said, bro? I don't want any kind of problem that's gonna cost me more money.
Look, so you feel like, okay, yeah, but you talked about Joe Budden and Tasha K. What do you think about the oh man, it was somebody you threw me off just now.
Yeah, you throwing me off by bootlegging.
Crazy Bone, man. Crazy Bone is got some stuff going on with his he has a rare disease, man.
He in critical condition still, right?
That's I heard.
1,000.
Yeah, so
Yeah, he in critical condition yet.
it's prayers up, and best of wishes to Crazy Bone. I hope he recovers from his situation.
Yep, I feel you on that. I'm not a snitch.
Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite Bone character?
Pause. I don't have a favorite Bone character or rapper.
Oh, burn rapper. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't have a favorite Bone rapper, bro. I just want the feds to know, because I'm a square now, bro. I might not be a snitch, but I don't involve myself in illegal activities, and I just want the feds to know it's not me.
I can't buy a DVD and play it in the background. I bought it.
Move your head to the left, please. Yeah, you can buy a DVD, but I don't know if the mass producing of the DVD is something you can do. Like, you can't put this clip on YouTube, bro.
Are we monetized yet?
No, shit. It don't matter if we monetize or not. Nigga, they will blank that shit out in a heartbeat. I'm just trying to,
I mean, I've heard it before, but
what if I drop a jewel, bro? Like, we can't post it, bro. It's gonna get like I might drop a real jewel. I might say some real Pimp C shit like, hey man, these hoes here, and then it'd be like blue, and then they don't see us, bro. And like we gotta we gotta market these faces we got, bro.
When have we been when have we been blocked or banned by YouTube?
And you've given me some examples when they like blurred out or muted us because we had some shit playing in the background. And I have. You've pointed it out to me, and I've also gotten some emails.
You got some emails from who?
YouTube and Spotify. Every time I post some shit that's copywritten, I get a YouTube. Every time something is posted that's copywritten, I get an email from both YouTube and Spotify.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
Usually when you say, say what you're gonna say.
No.
I can forward you the emails if you want me to. It's not often because we don't put a lot of copywritten shit on our production, so it's not often. It's just when we do it, and 80% of the time I'm the one doing it. So,
the Rockets, man.
Did I tell a lie at any point just now? I'm asking.
Why it's gotta be a lie of the truth, man?
Because usually if you feel like you have a truth to say, you'll say it. Usually when you do that, you're unsure about if you have a truth to say.
I'm not unsure per se. It's just the Rockets haven't been good in a while, man. And Kevin Porter did what he did. You know his story, man?
The recent story or his overall story?
His overall story.
I'm be honest with you, bro. I don't really care that much about basketball, bro. I just like to be entertained. So I want to say his dad shot his mom and killed his mom when he was younger. That's fucked up. That can fuck you up as a person.
Yeah, and so he kind of scrapped his way up out of that situation through basketball, but still kind of always was a hothead. Kind of didn't take to male authority figures.
Well, yeah, you said his old man killed his mom, like shot and killed her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd fuck me up too. I probably wouldn't have shit to listen to from a older male if I saw that happen.
Yeah,
as a teen.
He had an issue in Cleveland.
I do know that.
Yeah, which would got him to the Rockets. They took him for like some peanuts and a Jolly Rancher, and then during Silas's run, one of the things that Silas was always critiqued for with he wasn't a stern coach. He had young players and he wasn't stern with them, and it kind of ran over him. And he had his issue where he had to be he was not kicked off the team, but like he had to be reprimanded by the team and couldn't play for 3 weeks for action detrimental to the team or some shit like that.
Didn't homie leave like in the middle of a game one week? I felt like he like just up and left at halftime or some shit.
He might have. John Wall came out, I'm gonna say in the offseason, was like the stuff that they was doing when whatever.
I saw the interview. He tried to tell him, he was like, the shit y'all getting away with here, y'all ain't gonna get away with it anywhere else. Anywhere else, you're gonna be out the league.
Yeah. And then now he had the issue with his girlfriend where, it was some domestic violence issues.
Well, yeah, I know about that. Apparently, she locked him out because he came in too late. But I've heard different stories. I've heard that he started beating her while she was asleep.
Oh man, I don't know.
No, I'm just saying, I heard that. I don't. It's alleged. Yeah. It's alleged. I don't know. You know, when you start getting these reports to come out, shit gets messy. So I don't want to report anything that's not true. But
I know she did have a vertebrae in her neck that was either cracked or broken, and there was a discrepancy or issue whether it was a pre-existing or whether he re-aggravated it or whether he caused it was kind of an issue. They wanted it, and I mean, outside looking in, what it sounded like was like the Lord was saying, like, yeah, he might have been physical with her, but this injury she had was pre-existing. So you don't charge because
she herself either is or was a WNBA player, right?
Oh, she is. She is.
So she is a WNBA player. Okay, that's what I thought. I knew it's either is or was. I knew that. Yeah. So,
but sometimes and because of the law, why I hate the word technically, because technically will put you on some hole, but technically will let people interject shit that don't even go in. But long story short, they were. It sounded like they were saying, well, now her neck was broken, but it was already broken or already had the propensity to be broken. So whatever he did was just happenstance. That's what it sounded like to me. Was their defense or one of the defenses about her vertebrae being, cracked or broken.
Like I thought I read somewhere she actually tried to say that what happened. She tried to defend it a little bit, from my understanding.
Yeah. But and then you have Stockholm's. Yeah.
When you start hearing the baddies say words like Stockholm syndrome and some shit like that, they're trying to say that
And then after that, Austin Rivers came out and was like, who's somebody who was in the Rockets organization again, like John Wall was like, this ain't the first, the second, or third. It's like the seventh or eighth. So it's time is like at some point it's like, hey man, So it's really it's a very interesting issue. I really want to know. I would like to see it from different lenses and different levels, but
it sounds like I would like to see the young man get some help, but it's one of those things where a lot of these athletes might have some trauma that they need to deal with, but as long as they're producing and not making too much noise, they let it fly until shit like this happens.
Yeah. It is what it is, man. Yeah. I mean, not what it is. It's we just hope that it's tough, man. It's tough. The world is changing. People are changing. The way we view things are changing.
I was talking to a guy. I know a guy who is a current
pause.
What?
I'm fucking with you.
I know a guy who was a current professional athlete.
Mm-hmm.
And he runs in a circle of more successful professional athletes. And he talked about his excitement of his check from his he's a professional track star. He's a professional track runner. He runs professional track. So, he makes okay money.
I don't want to talk shit, but what does he run?
100 and 200.
Okay, damn, I can't fuck.
And,
if you just said 400 or mile, like shit, set it up, man. We'll race, man.
Nah, he's a legit sprinter, and
I'm legit. If it was 400 or 200 or mile, I race the world class.
He's 100, racing. 200, 4x4 guy, and
that's too fast for me. I'm 40 something.
I've had the pleasure of being around a couple of professional track runners.
Yeah.
And I'm just amazed at how fast I know these guys are. And they weren't fast enough to make the Olympics team. Yeah. Like this guy I'm speaking of is fast enough to be a alternate at best.
But you know what though? The thing about speed, and it goes back to athleticism. I was talking to somebody else about football. I forgot who it was. I was talking about football, and I was like, the reason why I didn't play football like all year round, because I was like, I had the ability I could get loose. I could be in the backfield as a quarterback, as a flanker, as a wideout to get whatever, and I can move in tight spaces, and I could catch, I got hand out, whatever. But I ain't like the running out of. I didn't have that speed. I didn't never cultivate that speed to just go. Like if I got the ball and I got into open space, I got nervous because I wasn't comfortably run like a Tyreek Hill or a Brandon Marshall, Randy Moss. I wasn't running like them. I'm just cruising. If I get 3 steps on you, I'm gone. I was running out of fear, like you might catch me, because I didn't work on my speed like that.
The beauty. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. I was saying that because I didn't like track. I didn't like running. If I'd have ran track and took it seriously, I probably could have played football.
So the difference between football and basketball is this to me. I can have a guy that can jump the fuck out the gym, can take off.
Yeah.
Is explosive as a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
But speed-wise has, general regular speed. They can get by some people on defense, but their thing is explosiveness. No, like you can be. I've seen you hoop. You ain't name your top 3 running backs in the NFL. And if you name your top 3 running backs in NFL, and I name top 5 point guards in NBA, them top 5 point guards would be more explosive and more elusive than them top 5 running backs, in my opinion. Well, I wasn't going there though. But thank you for creating a narrative in a situation that I was not even talking about.
Keep going.
I was just saying basketball is different. I can be explosiveness. I have explosiveness in basketball that I'm not in fear of my life, bro. I'm hooping and I can out jump you. Like I've seen you be not faster than people, but we're slightly more explosive when going to the rack. Like I've seen that. You've never.
I'm fast as fuck though, boy. I'm fast as fuck, boy.
Not really, bro. That slow ass crossover. That slow ass crossover you had in your 20s, bro. Like I've seen you in your 20s with a slow ass crossover not be the fastest guy on the court, but you had a certain burst of athleticism and quick twitch movements.
I'm quick.
When finishing.
Quick is fast. Quick is fast.
You're right. But you just admitted not even 3 minutes ago that you were quick, not fast. Now when you move over to
I
foot,
didn't say that.
Yes, you did. You said you were good in open field, but you didn't like it because you didn't have game breaker speed, bro. You don't.
No, I said that.
I'm telling you, you don't have game breaker speed.
I said I ain't like running out of fear
because you don't have game breaker speed.
No, but I'm saying I don't have natural speed. I can run out of fear and outrun anything.
That's not game breaking speed. You can't outrun everything.
Okay.
Because if that's the case, then you will be Tyreek Hill.
What I'm saying is, if okay, I don't want to harp on that. I'm saying that I'm as fast or fast as like I'm four, not now. Now I'm probably like 4'8", 4'9". At my peak, I'm 4. I know I'm 4'4". No, I'm 4'5", 4'6" speed because my QB was 4'4", and I was step with him. He went to Florida State, was the punt returner, and we was step for step.
And that's what I'm saying. When you get the football, you got niggas this 6'3", 245, 255 that can run a 4.5, 4.4.
Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. That's not normal.
It happens more in the NFL than
don't.
It happens more. How fast was Cam Chancellor? I'm just asking. How fast was Cam Chancellor?
Cam Chancellor? It's about the safety for the Seahawks?
That would be one Cam Chancellor.
At 5'9"?
Cam Chancellor was not 5'9". He was not 5'11".
What was it?
He was like 6'1", 6'2".
Cam Chancellor?
Cam Chancellor. Now, who you're thinking about is the free safety. That would be I forgot his name, but he went to Baltimore after he broke his leg in Seattle. Richard Sherman. What do you think Richard Sherman ran in the 40?
4.6, 4.5.
No, he ran 4.5, 4.4 in the 40. Now later on in his career,
he ain't running no 4.4, bro.
Later on in his career,
It's been like 3, 4, 5. It's been 3 or 4 players.
You do realize that the norm of NFL receivers is 4.3. Low 4.3s is the norm of your NFL receivers. And then as they age, they hit 4.4s. If you run a 4.5 40 in the NFL, bro, you're not keeping up with a receiver. Not an NFL receiver. You're not. If you're a DB to run a 4.5 and a 40 in the NFL, you're not keeping up with a receiver, bro.
But okay. So yeah, you're right. You're right. But then what I'm saying is that Jerry Rice was clocked at like a 4.5, but Jerry Rice ain't never got caught from behind. So and that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. I was saying that I might have been clocked at 4.6, 4.5, but then when I'm running with 4.3, we step a step. He got me by, half a step. It's a difference between being clocked and game speed. Like Steve Smith, like Barry Sanders, like a bunch of people like that. They might be clocked at something. Barry Sanders didn't run no 4.3.
I don't know, man. A 4.5 niggas. 4.5 niggas running. So Barry Sanders was elusive though. So that was the difference.
But I'm saying, you ever seen caught from behind?
Yeah, but if I can run a 4.5, if I can run sub 4.5s, and I get an open field as a running back, and you got to catch me at an angle, yeah, you might not catch me, bro.
Bro, you better stop your tails. You tell. The average speed of a wide receiver in the NFL is 4.49, man.
And didn't I just tell you if I run a 4.5, I'm not keeping up with an NFL receiver? I just told you at cornerback. If I run a 4.5, I'm not keeping up with a receiver, bro.
You're faster. If you're a 4, well,
if I'm a cornerback that runs a 4.5,
I apologize, sir. I apologize, sir. You're 0.5.
I mean, it's niggas in the NFL, bro. You're not finna be 20 steps ahead of anybody, bro. Even Tyreek Hill is fast as
I'm sorry,
that's
not right. I'm saying it wrong. It's the fastest are 4.49. That's the fastest times. Those are the fastest, not the average. It's the fastest.
I'm just saying, in the NFL, you got dudes that are bigger than you, weigh 40 pounds more than you that can keep up. Like a Richard Sherman can keep up with. They can be step for step with your speedster receiver, bro. Cam Chancellor coming in at 6'1", 230, crashing down on this 5'8", 5'8" or 5'10", 205 running back, and I can run with you. That's crazy, bro.
I think we're saying the same thing because
but you were frail though. You're frail, so you would be scared running for your life. I can see that. Did you like scream in your head when you was running for your life? When you was toting rock, was like, oh my God, this dude is gonna tackle me? Or were you like, I'm finna get the touchdown? Like, what went on in your head while you were running?
If I'm frail, that's the description that you would give.
Because you're skinny. I meant like your frame. Now, I'm not saying that you are frail as a person. Like,
okay. I thought you meant because I might have a slender build, but I was taught a long time ago that speed is power. So it doesn't matter how big you are. If you generate enough speed, that speed equals power. And so quickness is not speed, but if you can tote that line of quickness and speed and be able to have, like you said, quick bursts of quickness that turn into speed. If I hit you if we both running at a speed and I hit you quick with speed, that's power.
You ever seen a Ferrari hit a brick wall?
Yeah.
What happened to the Ferrari?
Ferrari get fucked up.
What happened to the brick wall?
But the brick wall, it depends on how the Ferrari hit it though.
I'm asking you, most of the time, what happened to the Ferrari?
It depends on how the Ferrari. If the Ferrari hits the right spot, I don't
know, man.
If the Ferrari hits the curb, it hits the top of the brick wall.
I'm a car racing guy, so
if the Ferrari hits the brick wall at the bottom of the brick wall,
how the fuck does a Ferrari hit a brick wall at the bottom, bro? Tell me, please explain that to me.
If a Ferrari hits a brick wall head on, the brick wall wins. If a Ferrari hits the curb, it hits the top of a brick wall, the top of the brick wall is gonna crumble. You the brick wall, and I'm the Ferrari.
Oh, I just asked, have you ever seen a Ferrari hit a brick wall, bro? That's all I asked.
Because last time I threw a car reference out there about Ferraris in the projects, man. You tried to assassinate my whole entire character, man.
What did you say? I tend not to take any of your car points seriously at all, bro.
I said, have you ever seen a Ferrari parked in the projects?
Yeah.
What's you trying to say? Your nigga's a Ferrari. I'm like, hey, man, I wouldn't know.
Oh, you was talking about in reference to smashing the project bitch. That's what you was talking about, bro. We were 1,000% talking about you having sex with hood rats, bro.
See what I'm saying? See how you change? I hope the listeners can go back and listen to that conversation.
It was a sex reference. It wasn't a legit. No. It was, bro, because you were talking about a young lady and sex, and then you said, "Have I ever seen a Ferrari parked in a Jaguar?" You were insinuating a Ferrari parked in the projects. You were insinuating that your male member was the Ferrari and the young lady was the projects. So I just assumed that you fucking with hood rats. I could be wrong, my nigga. Like, hey, yo, if you like sexy red, you like sexy red. I do notice that you do like sexy red. So, project bitches could be your thing. And if it is, I don't kink shame, bro. You know.
Nah, it's a kink. You know what?
I don't kink shame, bro. I don't want to
That's not what it is, but I mean, you know.
Look, hey man, I don't judge. Whatever you do is what you do. You know, I mean, I might be into some things that you might think is weird, bro. So I don't kink shame at all.
I don't never call nobody's stuff weird or nothing like that, man.
I didn't call yours weird.
No, I didn't say you. I didn't say you did. I'm saying,
like you might like you. One of your searches could be.
Here you go.
What I'm just saying. One of your Pornhub searches could be project bitches. I don't know. You might want to smash the Raw Dog Queen. I don't know. Like, would you smash Sexy Red, bro?
Have I smashed chicks like Sexy Red?
No, I didn't ask you that. I said, would you smash Sexy Red?
That's a better question.
I know the answer to that. That's why I'm just asking you, would you smash Sexy Red?
I think we all have, man.
I 1,000% would not. No.
So no. You telling me that every chick you ever smashed in your life is finer than Sexy Red?
I didn't say finer, bro, and I don't think she fine. So
I didn't say she was fine. I just said every chick you smashed in your life was finer than Sexy Red.
Well, you're saying finer. You're insinuating that I'm talking about her looks. I don't think she fine at all. I just said that no. I have never smashed a young lady with the perceived values of a Sexy Red, because I don't really think that. I don't think that the image that we see is 100% her. So I'm not gonna say that she represents everything that she is putting out there. I think some of it is a gimmick. With that being said, the young lady who lives her lifestyle off the principles that Sexy Red raps about, I had 1,000% of not putting my penis in her.
12 o'clock, man. Usher during the Super Bowl, man. What song? This last thing I'm asking you. What song do you have to hear from Usher on the Super Bowl? If you don't hear this song, you're like, man, nigga tripped out.
I'm not the biggest Usher fan.
What?
I'm not the biggest Usher fan.
What?
He got to play Let It Burn, though. He got to sing Let It Burn. That's like iconic Usher song, Let It Burn. And then what's the one? It's 7 o'clock on the dot. What's that song? I'm in the drop top, cruising the street. He got to sing that.
Think you gonna do My Way?
He got to sing, yeah. Get Lil Jon up there with him.
So okay.
Where's the Super Bowl going to be at, first off? That's going to determine what we're going to hear.
I don't know. It don't matter. Is he who does he have to bring out?
It's Usher, so he don't have to bring out nobody. Usher don't have to bring out nobody. It's like Prince. Prince ain't got to bring. Prince didn't have to bring out nobody.
Prince, come on, man. See, you be saying some shit, bro.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying
the same conversation.
No, same conversation. I think if there's a planet of megastars of R&B, Usher and Prince would be on the same planet, but their class would be different.
Blasphemy, bro. Prince and Michael Jackson is somewhere out in a different galaxy.
I mean, you got some people that was, but you have some people who group Michael Jackson and Chris Brown in the same. You have some people who will group Usher, Chris Brown, and Michael Jackson in the same stratosphere.
Yeah, you have some people that fuck their sisters too.
Damn, that was kind of extreme, bro.
No, what? I'm just telling that you said
you said there are some people who
group of people that do this thing.
Well, because
I did too.
No, you didn't, bro. You said some people fuck their sisters, bro. That's kind of extreme. When the main thing was the stage presence, maybe, and the performance is similar.
You think that what instrument does Chris Brown play?
Well, I said Chris Brown, Michael Jackson, and Usher. So I didn't do the Prince comparison to Chris Brown.
Okay. What you think that Chris Brown and Michael Jackson are in the same
performance wise? Yeah, this nigga did a backflip off the fucking stage at the award show.
Ooh, a backflip. Ooh, he did a backflip. Okay.
Can you do a backflip off of a stage at an award show? I'm just asking because I can't. I know I can't.
What that mean?
I'm asking, can you do a backflip off of the stage of an award show?
Yeah, I could if I trained for
a backflip.
You think I can't do a backflip?
Yeah, well, I know I can't. I don't think you can.
Just because you can't do it, I mean, I can't do it.
I don't think you can.
Well, why? I can touch the backboard. I can dunk.
Yeah, dunking and backflipping off of a stage is different.
Okay, that's how you feel because you can't backflip.
So
you know,
actually,
before you finish, you know, I spent 3 years training to be a gymnast with Carosi in Spring.
If I say what I was going to say next, now it's going to be a penis swinging contest. So I can't even say what I was going to say.
I mean, if you could, I don't think you can't backflip. I'm just saying that I can backflip.
Oh, I can't backflip right now. No, I'm not even going to lie and say I can right now.
If you gave me 3 weeks, I could do it. I could do a roundhouse tuck backflip. If you gave me 3 weeks.
So you telling me in 3 weeks you could go from a roundhouse to a back tuck?
Easily, yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. I can jump high enough. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I'm not even going. I can do a roundhouse. That's
Yeah. Roundhouse
I
ain't
can do
shit.
that.
Yeah,
Well, I wouldn't
believe
say
you
that.
can
There
too.
are people who are not coordinated enough to do a roundhouse.
But you are, bro. You're
But I can't even tell you.
athletic.
I can't even tell you why I am, because if that's the case, it's gonna look like a penis swinging contest because you claim that you were a gymnast for 3 years. So if I told you my background, then it would sound like I'm just trying to compete with what you claim that you did for 3 years,
Bro,
I'm not even gonna say it.
I claim if you were a gymnast, bro, you were a gymnast. That got nothing to do with me, man.
I mean, I'm not even gonna bring it up. My shit's documented
Okay.
though. Like, you can, it's documentable history.
It's documented. Where's documented at?
It's on my
Can we go see it?
transcript. Yeah, it's on my HISD transcript.
Oh,
there are
okay.
pictures of me at meets. There are pictures of me doing these feats that I'd say I can't do right now. I have pictures of me in pummel pants. I have pictures of me in pummel pants performing work on the horse, doing the vault, doing a floor routine. I didn't fool with the balance beam.
You a lot of motherfucking now. See, I was feeling you do the floor routine.
I said I didn't do the floor routine.
Oh, okay. I'm saying because men don't do the floor routine.
No, I literally said I did not do the floor routine.
Yeah. Okay. I was, okay.
And I did not do the balance beam. I didn't do the balance beam.
Men don't do balance beam. What you talking about?
They made us practice that shit. They made us try to do that shit, bro.
I don't know where men don't. Why would they make you do balance? And men have never ever competed in the balance beam. I don't know what. Let me stop talking because I don't know what gym you were at. But men don't do.
Oh no, no. The teacher just made us all, because her theory was if you can do a tuck on the balance beam, you can do a tuck anywhere.
Okay.
Have you tried to even perform a cartwheel on a balance beam?
The gym that I was at didn't have us do that.
I'm just asking.
So no.
Yeah, no, we were at I mean, it was a full gymnastics gym. I just asked, have you ever tried to do a cartwheel on a balance beam?
No.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, the gym was out. The guys didn't do the female shit.
And now I actually tried to do the uneven bars at 6 foot. I probably wasn't too tall, but I didn't know how to do that shit. Like, the shit didn't work out. The rings, I was too heavy for that shit. Yeah, I wasn't finna do that bullshit. The vault, I was good at. The horse thingy, I was suspect.
The pommel horse?
Yeah, pommel horse, I was suspect. I could do the flips and shit, but, you know. Like, I have verifiable proof of me in pummel pants at HISD gymnastic meets, bro. I have verifiable proof. Like, you can look on my transcript. For 3 years I was in a magnet program where I had to take theater arts and gymnastics. And then I got into the gymnastics program because I did gymnastics for 3 years before I got to middle school. So I had about 6 to 7 years of gym.
Man. The
people want to see it, man. Bro. You're not finna see me in no pummel pants and a tank top.
The people want to see it, man. People want to see it. Hey, man, it's 12. It's past a long time, and you know we got early mornings. I got early morning, man. Last thing you got to say about Usher being in the Super Bowl. Last thing.
I don't care.
Oh man, I want to see. I really wanted to see who he brings on stage. Ludacris, Lil Jon, of course JD got to be on there, and Monica. That's what I want to see.
If all them niggas wasn't there for Atlanta, what makes you think they're gonna be there now?
For what?
If Atlanta wasn't on display when the Super Bowl was in Atlanta, what makes you think they're gonna do it now?
Because Usher is bigger globally than Atlanta is globally. Usher has the ability to say, hey, just like Beyonce can put Beyonce can bring out Bum B in situations where we ain't talking about, but that's next part. We're talking about the Bay.
Nobody give a fuck about them aluminum foil bitches.
Damn. All right. This has been another. It's been another 16 Shots podcast with the young James Boogie. The young James Boogie. And AR Dub.
Tell me how you took it. I'm gonna tell you what I meant.
I said the young James Boogie. I said the young James Boogie. No, bro, the young James Boogie, man. That's why I like you, man. Cause you do shit like that, man.
Young James Boogie, you are crazy.
Thank you. Man, we out, man.
No, talking about instruments to get the bitches, man.